How's it going, guys? Mask here. As you're all well aware, we got Abyss Encounters, the new boxes dropped, seeing many new decks hit the horizon. Now today, I want to dive headfirst into aliens. They're a really cool archetype because honestly, they're one of the cheapest. They're basically the new Naturia. You have a set of decently strong monsters, able to complement themselves, and they even have their own specific back row, all wrapped up in one box. Really easy to get your hands on, and only one of the entire one card of the entire set that you will want to play is a super rare. And honestly, you're never really going to run more than two of them. So guaranteed one pass through this box, 200 packs at the absolute worst. Probably way sooner than that, a brand new player could have their hands on this deck. And that's one of the things that I really like about Aliens. But how good are they? That's the question. Well, they got some pretty good synergy going on. And for really just for the fact of showing off the deck and getting a feel for how the archetype's working, I've fooled around with this list for a while now, and I'm not running any traditional back row. I'm only running alien cards. There's certainly better ways I'm sure this deck can be put together, but this is an extremely cheap and accessible to anybody who just dives into this box for the first time. And I didn't really want to just throw it. I could have, instead of brainwashing beam, or actually very specifically, instead of a cell breeding device, I could have thrown in some back row, potentially start protecting my aliens, but instead it's like, now let's stay complete with a theme here and just test out how well this deck can do. But I mean, to go over some of the cards, you have Alien Overlord, really strong because it can be special summoned by removing 2 A counters from anywhere on the field. Now, most of the alien cards revolve around A counters. They're really neat. They're obviously brand new to the game now. If you don't know, if a monster with an A counter battles an alien, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter on it during damage calculation only. That's basically one of the automatic effects that A counters do. And then many cards synergize with A counters. Obviously, Overload is able to put an A counter on all face-up monsters your opponent controls once per turn, and be special summoned by removing 2 A counters from anywhere on the field. So very powerful card. You can only have one of it on the field at a time. That's why we're only running 2. Alien Telepath, able to remove an A counter from one of your opponent's monsters to target and destroy one spell or trap card on the field. Very powerful. Back row removal, crucial to any deck's success. Alien Warrior, just a respectable 4-star 1800 attack monster. When it's destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed it by battle gets 2 A counters placed on it. So A counter generation, very important in the deck. Alien Gray, when it is flipped face up, you get to place an A counter on any face-up monster your opponent controls, and when it's then destroyed after being flipped face up, you get to draw a card. So it's replacing itself and getting an A counter out on the field. This is probably one of the ones where I was like, I'm not quite sure if I want to run it, but we're going to anyway, see how it goes. The A counter generation is great. Now, Mysterious Triangle, this is the only super rare on this list. It's one of the cheapest lists I've pretty much ever put together. You destroy one monster on the field with at least 1 A counter on it. You destroy any monster on the field with an A counter on it, then special summon a level 4 alien monster from your deck. The special summon monster gets destroyed at the end phase, but you can still make use of the monster during that turn. So this basically goes 1 for 1 automatically with a monster on the field that has an A counter on it. I guess obviously if you destroy your own monster, you're not going 1 for 1, but that being said, you can do some pretty powerful plays with this card in the battle phase, recycling monsters, getting new ones out. Of course, just going 1 for 1 with your opponent's monster, summoning one of your own, and then doing something with it. All these things are fantastic. For example, you set Alien Gray. Your opponent kills it. They get an A counter on their monster. You play next turn. You play Mysterious Triangle, kill that monster, and perhaps and then special summon something else. Maybe you special summon an Alien Telepath. They have another monster with a token on it, and it's able to blow back row. I don't know, this deck can explode, and it really has a lot of cool combos. You got A Cell Recombination Device, which is actually extremely powerful. You target one face-up monster on the field, send an alien monster from your deck to the graveyard, typically one of the 4 or 2 stars, and then the monster that you targeted gets as many stars that monster had as A counters. And then the next turn after using this card, you can banish it from your graveyard and search out and add from your deck to your hand one alien monster. So this card recycles itself 1 for 1 as far as card numbers go, and it's really stacking up A counters on the board for you, setting you up for an overload. You could use this card, search out on your opponent's turn, load them up full of A counters, search out overload on your next turn, and then special summon them immediately by removing those tokens. So definitely able to get the ball rolling. Brainwashing Beam is basically a change of heart on an opponent's monster that has A counters on it, then removing an A counter every single turn. When it runs out of A counters, Brainwashing Beam gets destroyed and they get their monster back. But we're hoping by that point we've already won the game. And then of course, Crop Circle. Send any number of monsters from your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card. Select from your deck one alien monster whose level is equal to the total levels of the sent monsters and special summon it. Now, it doesn't say it has to be aliens being recycled either, which is fantastic. You could Econ take your opponent's monster, activate Crop Circle, and rotate out a monster using your opponent's Econ taken monster. Now, I don't have any Econs in this deck, but these are just other strategies. I feel like Crop Circles has a lot of potential. We may not be using it to its full potential with this setup, but this is also just one of the first setups I've gotten with aliens, and I really just want to show them off and not get too fancy with back row and techs yet, and just sort of show what a extremely free to play and an extremely available deck to literally anybody who just started the game. You could load in with your 4,500 gems, and there's a very good chance you could get your hands on this deck day one if you really wanted to. So I think I've yabbered about the deck enough. Let's dive into some gameplay, guys. Loading in, we're going second. This is great. Don't need these, can't hear anything anyway. Aroma Strategy. So we're up against Hazy. This could be a problem. Brainwashing Beam, A-Cell Recombination Device. Gonna be essentially, most of this deck is useless, man. Right away, I see a pretty sweet line though. Alien Warrior, Brainwashing. The Brainwashing Beam's just not going to be useful to us. That part really sucks. But I'm still going to go for it. We're going to go. We'll go. You can get our Overlord out immediately this turn. Who are we going to send to the grave? We could send. Do I care for having more counters? This is like a learning curve in the deck too. What is optimal to send to the grave right now? I don't really know. But if I send a 4-star monster, I will preserve the. Let's go like this. Sure. There's 4 tokens. Alien Overlord can now be special summoned. You can only control 1 alien overlord per turn. Now, select a monster with at least 1 A count on your opponent's side of the field. Selecting is just like targeting. Unfortunate reality there is we're not going to be able to brainwash take over Cerberus. It's just any Cerb card, any Hazy cards, which makes this really frustrating. But how about just the fact that we almost OTK'd here? That's nuts. Now, did I just notice something here? Now, Hazy Flame Cerberus did not have A counters on him, and I didn't think this worked like this, but with the A counters on my Alien Warrior, it seems my opponent's attack was dropped from the A counters being on my Alien Warrior. That being said, we had an OTK here that I just missed, because that's exactly what just happened. Instead of being at 1,000, this Cerberus dropped to 400 because of the 2 alien tokens on my Alien Overlord. Now, if we had sent the other Alien Overlord to the graveyard, we would have had 2 more tokens, meaning my opponent would be at 0 right now. So, pretty wicked. That was actually this was a turn 2 OTK. My opponent had no back row. It doesn't happen often, but we missed it because I did not know that when your alien has an alien counters on it. Now, I'm not sure if this is wrong because it clearly says if a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only. I guess if the A counter's on the alien, right now it's working. Whether or not that's intended, I'm not sure. but we will have to find out. I'm sure that'll come up. Because I didn't know that, we've totally missed that OTK there. But of course, Perryton, here comes double Hazy. It's not beat down, but whew, this is tough. Things are not looking good. One thing we got going for us is we will be able to summon an Overlord next turn. We know that for sure, because we're going to be able to search it with a recombination device in our graveyard. We will still have 2 alien counters either on this alien warrior or on whoever it is that kills him. We're not against, and we're also not against beatdown Hazy. This is Hazy Glory. We don't have to worry about that. So we do stand a chance at overcoming our opponent right now as long as we can keep Overlord on the field. And my opponent was scared to attack, which is really interesting. A cell recombination device. So with this, we're going to be able to search out any alien monster from the deck. And I still assume this is Hazy Glory, because we watched our opponent search it. So he either has Hazy Glory in hand, or that is Hazy Glory. Now, I really feel like we need Overlord here. So we're going to pull him. Now, with Overlord, we can special summon him by removing the tokens that the tokens we still have on Alien Warrior. Now, I guess this is the one advantage to us not having tossed Overlord into the graveyard last turn. We obviously still needed him. Hoping that's Hazy Glory set. That's pretty much what we need here. Now, with Overlord's effect, we're going to be able to fill our opponent full of alien counters. Boom, boom. Looks good. Can't activate Brainwashing Beam because they're hazy, and it's unfortunate. But just the power of being able to instantly grab that Overlord again. You have the alien counters on the field. The generation was done. And as long as this isn't Wall of D or some back row, which I'm still praying it's Hazy Glory, that's actually game. There you have it. Crushed Hazy. Felt all right. The alien counter, my opponent being scared of alien counter generation and the back row that I had set kept our alien warrior on the field. And that didn't feel so bad, actually. A really neat thing that I'm noticing, and I still, by card wording, I'm not sure whether or not it's intended, but the opponent is getting their attack reduced even when the counters are on the attacking alien. I'll say it like 10 times. Like I've read it. I played this deck for a lot yesterday. The whole time, I just never assumed that, so I never risked it. I also never. You typically try to put the A counters on your opponent's monsters because the spell targeting, spell and trap, alien telepath can only be used with spell counters that are on opponent's monsters, so it makes it a little harder. So that's where your target's always going to be. It was only because we were playing Hazy that I was forced into doing it the way that I did. So a decent back row setup here. We have a recombination device that just having this card in your hand guarantees you're summoning Overlord next turn, and that's pretty powerful. Overlord then filling your opponent's field full of A counters, and that's setting you up for all of your effects that you need. Now, because I want to be able to search Overlord and get it rolling right away, I actually kind of want to. I'm probably going to be targeting my Alien Warrior again with a recombination device. Before the end of the main phase, I'll let him get out of there. Before the end of his turn, I wonder what that one card is set. We're against Joey. It's Last Gamble Joey. Makes me worried that it's a man-eater bug, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now, we have some pretty crazy power plays set up already for next turn as well. After getting Overlord out, we are going to be able to go pretty ham. We're going to have we'll be sitting Overlord on the field, Alien Warrior on the field, and Telepath, all of them, and then we'll be able to recycle another alien using Mysterious Triangle by popping our own warrior. So we're going to use Recombination right now, search out Overlord again, just like you saw us do last duel. Very powerful. Now, they have the 4 tokens on Warrior, so we're going to use 2 of those. Now, this is now. Let's say our opponent, my opponent's monster was face up right now. We would have targeted him with the tokens. We would be summoning Telepath, taking one of those extra tokens off. He would still have 2, and we would have so many options right now. But we'll have to see what the face down is. We'll swing with Telepath, our weakest link, first. Little does my opponent know, Alien Warrior is one of the most valuable cards I have on the field right now. And it looks like, pending Kuriboh, we have lethal. And even that being said, as long as Overlord's attack makes it through, we have lethal guaranteed. And it does. Actually, that's lethal. 2200, 1800, there it is. Just to show you guys what I was going to do. I know it's semi-BM, but let's say this guy here got Kuriboh'd. I would still be able to Mysterious Triangle rotate him after the attack, even if my opponent had another monster on the field. And we can bring out another warrior with Mysterious Triangle and go for another attack mid-battle phase. Just another way this deck can totally explode turn 2, turn 3, and just shut a game down. We had access to 4 monsters on the field, like pretty much double lethal on turn 3 there. Now, that was good. I mean, I'm not sure what that deck was. It was sort of like, you know, let's just we'll walk through this free win, no problem. Yeah, I was struggling on stream yesterday so much to get aliens to work in a way that I wanted to, but ooh, Lasauza, I think we're playing this dude again. Nope, Rex Raptor, let's do it. Some Dino action. Now this, my opponents we're guaranteed to have some face-up monsters on my opponent's field. They're facing a promotion, so you know their deck's actually doing pretty good. Dinos have a lot of back row hate typically. This deck doesn't depend a whole lot on back row, which is nice. We have a turn 1 Overlord here with a Telepath with back row destruction. This is a pretty good setup. Crop Circle is going to be able to rotate a lot of stuff here. I'm wondering if that's a Floodgate. Doesn't actually matter a whole lot. We might as well we'll start this off right away by targeting the Dino with a Cell Recombination device, which is going to allow us to special summon on Alien Overlord. I keep calling it Alien Overload. Oh my gosh. Let's pull an Alien Warrior out of the deck here. That's fine. Now, to figure out what this card is, I'm actually going to set Brainwashing Beam. Now, if we have a toggle, we're looking for toggles. We did not get a toggle on me setting that card. What that means is it's not a back row card that can target one set card only. So we know it's not Cosmic Cyclone. It still could be Xing Zhen Hu. I mean, there's going to be a side of me kind of teaching you guys toggle reading here too. And it's something I want to really start stressing in my PvP videos in the future, because it's a skill that sets you apart from everybody else. Being able, during the KC Cup, half the reason I was able to do so well and get top 50 in the world was you almost felt like, by the end of the cup, I almost felt like I was playing with MindScan 24/7, just because all I gotta do in the starting of a turn is like this. Set one card, read toggles. Summon a monster, read toggles. On the summon here, nothing. My opponent, we now know it's not an Econ, it's not a Mirror Wall, it's not Cosmic Cyclone, it could be Xing Zhen Hu, but if I were to place money on it right now, you're looking at a Wall of D set in my opponent's side of the field. It's a Xing Zhen Hu or a Wall of D, and we're about to find out exactly what it is. Fire Formation Gyoku. So it was a bluff. I mean, obviously bluffs are always a possibility. Now we're gonna go in with Overlord here. Drop Brachios down to 1 alien counter, and we're off to the races. Now, big part of me wishes I had popped the field spell. By getting rid of this Jurassic World field spell, we would be in a really good spot. But we're still going to swing here for, well, quite a lot of damage. The alien counters coming in, that's huge. I did 700 damage to that guy. He only had 1 alien counter left on him. I don't even understand. What? I swear we brought him down to 1 alien counter, which means he would have been at 1800 when we hit him. But I feel like we did 700 damage with that attack. Oh, maybe we activated Overlord's effect? I'm not sure. Anyway, so Crop Circle here. Send any normal monsters from your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card. Select from your deck 1 alien monster whose level is equal to the total levels of the sent monster. Special summon it. Now, this can recycle a monster. Exactly how we've seen it before the end of the main phase. So my opponent's going to go in for a kill on Alien Overlord here. And I'm going to be able to recycle it. Declared battle, battle step. And we're going to Crop Circle, recycle this Overlord. Oh, I am totally wrong here. Now why does this... From your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card, select from your deck an alien monster whose level is equal to the total levels of the sent monsters, and special summon it. Why am I not able to target? Send the card to the graveyard. Now this, I'm either misreading something here, or this just isn't how working how I want it. Activate any number of monsters from your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card. Yeah. Select from your deck one. Oh! You know what? We were sharing this on our group the other day. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or not. I almost feel like it should be. But Crop Circle, the reason Alien Overload has a clause on it that you cannot control more than one Alien Overlord. I still say Overload. Oh my gosh, I'm hating myself for it. I apologize. So it's, and people in our, I was talking about this, we were discussing this deck, and people were talking about this as well. You're not able to Crop Circle refresh Overlord, because of that clause. It's interrupting, even though you send it first, and then you're able to bring it back out. So I totally just wasted Crop Circle here. Live and learn. What do? Which super sucks, because I definitely wanted to save Overlord there, and we've totally wasted Crop Circle. It just went -2 for no reason. Alien Telepath. What do we got in the graveyard to activate here? Oh, a cell recombination device. Fantastic. Now, it is also a quick play card, which is great. Alien Overlord. We'll bring you back. Yeah, we kind of need you. We have no tokens currently on the field, but kind of a neat play here is going to be... Actually, I didn't even think about this. You can normal summon. You can normal summon Alien Overlord, but I'm just going to go for this now and see how it works, because we know we got Brainwashing set up. Activate his effect. That's going to put tokens onto our friend here. We're going to go into the battle phase now, and he's going to have to activate some kind of defense here, because if he doesn't, he dies. Battle step. Oh, it looks like he's just going to let himself die, so we'll go ahead and chain Brainwashing Beam. You just saw us bring Overlord out, literally this phase, and an attack goes through, and we had lethal just from that summon there too. So even though we tossed Crop Circle for free, threw it out, we tossed, Overlord died. No, there was no need for us, because Crop Circle, I guess at least we get a monster back from it, so that wasn't so bad. But I mean, that was it. That was pretty fancy. My opponent, typical Dinos, running back row hate, so it didn't have anything to defend himself with. I would have imagined that face down card was probably another, by the feel of it, it was probably another Gyoku or Gyoku. I've been calling them Gyokus, but I feel like I mispronounce 90% of the cards in the meta right now. So we'll go into one more game with this deck here. You guys have sort of been seeing the combos. A cell recombination device is such a powerhouse in this deck, guaranteeing you an Overlord summon next turn. I think I got it. Overlord. Nice. Dual Standby Taya. Lately, Dual Standby Taya has meant Dark World. But when you're playing Dark World, they don't typically set monsters. This could still be GBs. A cell breeding device. Now I'm just going to get this out. Get it out, standby phase, and we can go for toggle reads. I love getting toggle reads. We got nothing there, so it's not able to target monsters. Still could be Floodgate, still could be enemy controller. It's not Mirror Wall. You would have got a toggle right there as well. Mysterious Triangle. Not going to have any generation yet. So with no A counters on the field, you don't really want to summon Telepath or Overlord. So I'm going to go ahead and set Alien Gray and probably actually pass my turn here. Mysterious Triangle, we'll set it as well, because my opponent, if it gets really desperate, my opponent is threatening something huge this next turn, we can always kill something with Mysterious Triangle. Now, A Cell Breeding Device, probably one of the more lackluster cards I put in this deck. Oof, that's really unfortunate, actually. Can't even chain that. But that being said, it combined with Alien Gray is going to get me 2 tokens on someone this next turn when I flip. So that part's not so bad. See, here we go. Sergeant Electro's got 2. I'm going to be able to flip Gray up here. Put a second one on him. That's good. Now, at this point, we could go ahead and summon Alien Overlord, but I kind of want to use one of these tokens with Telepath to pop a back row. If we can get that back row popped, we're guaranteed to kill an Electro, which is going to free up our Mysterious Triangle. And then actually what we could do is set crop circle. Actually, and this is somewhere where Alien Gray is going to start being a really good pickup. So this is probably Wall of D after not seeing any toggles this entire time. Sitting pretty in front of it with a Sergeant Electro. There's the Wall of Disruption, exactly like we called it out, which is great to know now. So we're going to go ahead with the alien counter. He'll drop down to 1,000. I don't quite get it. With an A counter, battles an alien monster. It loses 300 attack and events for each A counter during damage calculation only. Now, we had 1 damage counter on that Sergeant Electro. You just saw him drop down to 1,000. I'm going to have to dive into the specifics of this. I know we had 2 on him. Are the effects lasting? And when we're removing tokens from people, it feels like they are not removing the attack depleting effect of them. The aliens are brand new to the game. Not sure if that's not working how it's supposed to be. We can also use Alien Gray here to pop Kid Moto, and oh my gosh, that's not what I wanted. Are you kidding me? Hello, Horus, the Black Flame Dragon level 6 that I did not want to summon. I guess he could attribute it over it anyway, so whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But what I was saying that is neat right now is we could crop circle Alien Gray and Telepath into an Alien Overlord. It's actually not going to help us whatsoever, though. So I might just pass instead. Actually, man, this is a tough one. Once per turn, oh, my opponent's going to anti-magic arrows and decide that, no, I am definitely not going to get to do anything. Scary part about this is we're seeing Horus being upgraded to level 8 now. We're going to see a level 8 and a level 6 Horus on the opponent's side of the field. Anti-magic arrows. Wow. Guaranteeing those level ups. And he had level 8 in hand even. This is going to be hard now. Cannot be normal summoned. Now, you can negate the activation. That does not stop a card that's already on the field. So I am going to be able to put an A counter onto this Horus. I don't think it would have affected level 6. It's unaffected by spell effects. So I did manage to get a counter onto this Horus. I can't Mysterious Triangle it. It can negate that effect, which sucks. Alien Warrior, I could bring him out. He's going to be able to suicide in and make more counters, but I don't know if that's going to be, like, that's not, how effective is that possibly going to be? We can make room for a cell recombination device. Once again, you can simply negate the activation. So Horus is going to shut down any magic cards that I'm going to continue, any spell cards, sorry, that I will continue to try to use here. Oh, I don't think we have an out. No, we really don't, because he got the magic cards on lockdown. Even if I tried to make a play with them, the suicide's not going to do enough. Crop circle, there's nothing I can come out with here. We'll just play. We'll play it out. We'll see what my opponent does. I don't know if there's any. This is a weird deck. I also haven't come up against Horus in a very long time, but yeah. I mean, it just sucked that he got a monster out that was so big that we couldn't make our crop circle play that we were really going for. I would be sitting with an Overlord on field right now, but if I had went that route, he was going to kill it with Horus level 6 anyhow. So write it off. I'm going to turn my toggles off. I should have surrendered, but I'll hopefully entice my opponent to end this game faster. Right now he's like, please no Wall of D. Please no Wall of D. We were running Wall of D. We pretty much just won this game because he declared that attack. But like I was saying, I'm building this deck just to see how well it can perform as free to play as possible and without any stereotypical back row that you see in like 90% of decks right now. Legend 1, that's the first loss we've gotten. Let's go into one more game. Let's hope we get something fairly competitive here that we can test this against. I am liking the feel of this deck, and this is fresh off the shelf too, guys. Tons of optimization room still. I invite you to pick the list up, play with it as much as possible. Let me know, give me any feedback in the description down below on improvements you think, you have any suggestions, or come join our Discord channel and talk about it there. We're going to have an aliens section, an alien deck discussion section, which I've been participating in, and that's where we first found out that Crop Circle can't refresh Overlord. Okay, we got Recombination Device. Fantastic. That's really what we're hoping we open up with every single game. the Parasite. We don't want him. 2 recombination devices. They actually can both be used. It's unfortunate that you can only control one. You can only control one Overlord, so it's not like you can use it for that twice. I'm gonna commit to the back row here and actually go ahead with an Alien Gray set. It's unfortunate I'm not gonna get a deck shuffle, so we are gonna be getting that 1,000 damage next turn. Parasite's gonna land on our field. Ooh, my opponent's just gonna pass. That's all right. We have a target for some A counters now. This is only on my opponent's side of the field. That's not gonna be any use to us. Well, we do know. Man, what do we do here? You know, I'm just gonna go for it. We'll pump some A counters into Telepath here. This just gets us set up. Sort of what I wanted to do last turn. Gets us set up for an Overlord summon. I could have started with Telepath last turn, but of course my opponent's monster was set, so I didn't want to. And I'm probably gonna leave. Yeah, I'm definitely going to leave Gray set for now. We don't want to waste that ability that he has to put 1 counter on an opponent's monster. Wall of D. Holy smokes. Man. Oh, man. Brainwashing Beam. We don't even have room for him. Weevil doesn't care. We have 400 HP. Like, look, maybe we'll play against something fun, you know? We can try this deck out. Not. I can't even kill that monster now. I guess I have to get Overlord out. And there's a Lava Golem. Fun. Interactive. This was great. Good game, Weevil. Oh well. I know you still, I mean, you guys saw a bunch of the combos. Turn 2, turn 3, having access to 3 or 4, or 3, even 4 monsters to attack with. This deck can really pop off. We drew Telepath here. If we weren't dying, we would be able to eliminate the back row my opponent had. We had access to Overlord. We were going to be able to summon Overlord this turn and really get some damage in. It was unfortunate that I attacked into a Big Shield Gardna with a 0 attack monster. So we took like 2,400 damage straight to the face there. Actually, it was 2,600. Why was it 2,600? I'm not even sure, but I recall 2,600 because we were at 400 left. But that's all the time I got right now to show the deck off. I'm really enjoying it. It's extremely free-to-play friendly. I mean, I suppose you do have to have the gems to dive into this main box, but less than 200 packs. This is less than 200 packs away from anybody to build. So pick it up, have some fun with it. I've been really enjoying the deck, and I really tried to take some extra time and make this not just a, hey, here are some duels that I played, copy-paste them, and make a video out of it. This is the route I want to take with most of my PvP decks. It's a little more effort to make them, which is totally cool. I feel more proud of the final result, and I'm actually just trying to dissect it and talk to you guys about why I put all the cards in here and the way I have, and what they're doing, how they're working together. And I hope by putting the extra effort in on my side, you guys then also feel invited to try the deck out as well. Give me feedback. Let's talk in the comments down below, or jump into my Discord channel, where we're definitely excited to have you there and do more deck testing together there. It's a lot of fun, and that's really where we can start coming up with some awesome decks to play with, really. I mean, it's not always about playing the best deck, although most people want to win all the time. I really enjoy trying new things. Fun decks that have wicked combos that are just satisfying to pull off, and Aliens is definitely bringing that for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making it, and yeah, I mean, I pretty much said everything. Smash that subscribe button, guys. Really appreciate it. Lots more to come. Oh, and before I forget, guys, link to join the Discord channel is in the description down below. Please grab that link, jump in Discord, and join the family. Until next time, guys. Stay classy.